In an era of predictable sequels and safe blockbusters, nothing feels better than a movie that catches us off guard. We're talking about the films that experts predicted would flop, the reboots we thought we didn't need, and the tiny indies that conquered the world. These are the 10 recent movies that surprised everyone, why audiences fell in love with them, and what the critics had to say. Number 10. The Naked Gun.
What do you want, little one?
Your ass.
That's the sound of the police!
When a reboot of the Leslie Nielsen classic was announced with Liam Neeson, an actor known for Taken and gravelly-voiced Revenge, the internet was skeptical. Many thought the spoof genre was dead. Liam Neeson turned out to be a comedic revelation. Audiences loved that he played the slapstick completely straight, much like Nielsen did. Under the direction of Akiva Schaffer, the film brought back the rapid-fire, so dumb it's smart humor that had been missing from theaters for decades. Critics were shocked by how well it worked. Collider noted that it honors the past while doing something new, praising Neeson for becoming a convincing screen comedian. It grossed over $100 million on a modest budget, proving the spoof was back. Number 9. Mickey 17.
On Earth, nothing was working out, and I wanted to get the hell out of there.
You're applying to be an expendable?
You read through the paperwork.
Yeah. I should have read through it.
Director Bong Joon-ho had the impossible task of following up Parasite. Moving into high-concept sci-fi with a genre swerve felt like a massive risk that could have alienated his new global audience. It wasn't a dark, brooding space drama, it was a weird, funny, and deeply cynical social commentary. Fans loved Robert Pattinson's dual performance, or multiple performances, and the way the film used clones to talk about disposable labor. Critics hailed it as a triumph of imagination. The film experience noted that while following a masterpiece is impossible, this genre swerve was the perfect way for Bong to keep his pet topics fresh. Number 8. Sing. A quiet prison drama starring formerly incarcerated actors? On paper, this sounded like a small, festival film that would struggle to find a mainstream audience. It was unexpectedly uplifting. Instead of the usual prison break tropes, it focused on the transformative power of theater. Audiences were moved by the raw, authentic performances, particularly the Oscar-nominated turn by Colman Domingo. Critics called it subtle and impactful, noting that it surprises and uplifts in a way most dramas fail to do. It became a sleeper hit through pure word of mouth. Number 7. Predator, Killer of Killers.
You are old enough now. It's time I tell you about the monster.
Following the success of Prey, the franchise took a sharp left turn into an adult animated anthology. Fans were worried that going cartoon would cheapen the iconic hunter. It was the most creative the franchise has ever been. By telling 4 distinct tales across human history, from Viking Age to the future, it explored the Predator lore with a visual flair that live action couldn't achieve. Collider called it Dan Trachtenberg's best work in the series so far, praising the anthology format for finally letting the Predator be the star instead of just the monster in the woods. Number 6. Bugonia.
I believe every company should strive to form a diverse table, to empower people of different skills and every time, what is it?
Skills and identities.
To foster a new generation of, okay, let's go again.
Yorgos Lanthimos remaking a South Korean cult classic, Save the Green Planet, seemed like weirdness on top of weirdness. Many wondered if his nihilistic style was starting to wear thin. It was his most accessible, weird movie yet. The chemistry between Stone and Plemons turned a bizarre conspiracy thriller into a hilarious and tense character study. It found an audience far beyond the usual art house crowd. Critics praised the craft. While some found it stylishly nihilistic, most agreed that Lanthimos' vision was as impeccable as ever, making it a surprise mainstream contender in late 2025. Number 5. Superman. After a decade of dark and gritty DC movies, the pressure on James Gunn to reboot the world's most famous hero was astronomical. Skeptics doubted if a sincere Superman could work in 2025. The audiences were surprised by how much they missed a hero who was just nice. It traded angst for hope, and the vibrant colors and optimistic tone felt like a breath of fresh air. Wholesome, warm, and true to the character. Critics loved that Gunn didn't try to deconstruct the myth, but rather embraced what made Superman great in the first place. It became one of the highest-grossing films of the year. Number 4. One battle after another.
I want you to create a show. This is an announcement, a revolution. The message is clear.
I'll be seeing you very soon.
Not if I see you first.
A collaboration between Paul Thomas Anderson and Leonardo DiCaprio was always going to be good, but nobody expected it to be a massive, 6 Oscar-winning cultural juggernaut. It was a political thriller that felt like an old-school blockbuster. It had the intellectual depth of PDA's earlier work, but the pacing of a high-stakes heist movie. It proved that adult dramas could still dominate the zeitgeist. It was described as a masterpiece of tension. CNET highlighted it as the absolute best to watch, noting that the DiCaprio-Anderson duo created something that felt both classic and revolutionary. Number 3. Good Boy. An indie film produced for just $70,000. In a world of $200 million budgets, a movie made for the price of a mid-range SUV shouldn't be able to compete. But it was the indie darling everyone needed. It was a raw, emotional story that relied on heart rather than spectacle. It went viral on social media, leading to a worldwide gross of over $8.5 million, a massive return on investment. Collider called it the surprise indie darling of the year. Critics were floored by the filmmaking quality achieved on such a shoestring budget, proving that a good story always beats a big budget. Number 2. Marty Supreme.
I have a purpose. And if you think that's some sort of blessing, it's not. It means I have an obligation to see a very specific thing through, and with that obligation comes sacrifice.
A Josh Safdie movie about professional ping pong, starring Timothée Chalamet. It sounded like a quirky niche project. It had the uncut gems energy applied to sports. It was electric, sweaty, and high stakes. Chalamet's performance was hailed as his best yet, transforming a niche sport into a gripping character portrait. Esquire asked, "Is Marty Supreme Timothée Chalamet's best role yet?" Critics loved the Safdie energy and the way the film made a ping-pong match feel like a life-or-death battle. Number 1. Neha II. While the first film was huge in China, the sequel's global dominance caught Western markets completely off guard. It became the highest-grossing film of 2025, beating out Disney and Marvel giants. The scale was beyond anything seen in Western animation. It combined deep mythological lore with Avengers-level action. Even audiences unfamiliar with the source material were won over by the sheer visual power and emotional weight of the story. Critics called it a technological marvel. It shattered records with over $2.2 billion worldwide, proving that the center of the cinematic universe is shifting. It wasn't just a hit, it was a statement. The takeaway from these 10 movies is, never count a filmmaker out and never assume you know what the market wants. Whether it's a $70,000 indie or a mythological epic from halfway across the world, the biggest surprises happen when someone takes a risk. Which of these movies surprised you the most? Did you see the Naked Gun reboot coming, or were you too busy watching Neha II break the box office? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss our deep dives. I'll see you at the next surprise hit.